Good afternoon and good evening. Inside the beautiful Access Tuolumne studios, it's another NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show. And we say hello to you once again. Keith Jouganatos here alongside my partner, my co-host, my good friend Dustin Padgett. Mr. Padgett, another week of sports here at NorCal Sports TV in the books. Shall we recap this one?
Sure, why not? We had a full slate of games, Keith. 4 games on the schedule this week. Why don't we start off with the Sonora Calaveras game that our buddy Alex Tasker got to make his NorCal Sports debut in.
Yes, happy debut to you, Mr. Tasker, and happy game to Calaveras and Sonora, who both came into this contest very, very happy given the circumstances. Calaveras coming into this one a 4-game winning streak, and the week before matching up with Sonora, they beat Amador, who was at the time undefeated. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Sonora always plays a tough out-of-league schedule, but they racked off 3 straight wins coming into this one. So, with both teams undefeated in Motherlode League play at 2-0, somebody had to lose and someone had to get to the top of the ML League. Who would it be? That's why they play the game. Onward and upward we go here at NorCal Sports TV. Sonora and Calaveras from the Rocky Mountains of Sonora. Play that funky music, Sonora band. Here we go, a little exchange of the pleasantries. And we are going to tip this one off here in the second quarter. As you can see, 3rd and 2 from the goal line, 9:22. This is Josh Fernandez from 2 yards in, capping off a 73-yard drive.
Great drive there from the Sonora boys.
Second quarter, still 6:23 to go. 3rd and 11 here. Nick Crockett gonna find his man Milbourne. It's a hook and ladder, 27 yards as Milbourne finds Morgan for the big time gain. A little trickery here this week on NorCal Sports TV. Why not? We love it. Second quarter and still 1st and 10, 3:10 to play. Nick Crockett. Davy Crockett on the frontier? No, it's Nick Crockett in the Sonora Mountains for a 45-yard touchdown scamper to the house. 14-0. That Crockett, he has one every single week.
I was just about to say that, Keith. Not the first or the last time we're going to see Crockett make a long touchdown run like that.
Not the first or the last time you're going to hear from Mr. Gabe Milbourne, who was on the receiving end of the hook and ladder. This time, he's on the receiving end of a 40-yard touchdown run. He just splits the defense and the whole secondary. 20-0.
Keith, that caps off a 20-0 run in the second quarter from the Wildcats.
Oh, you thought Nick Crockett was done running. Oh, you thought Nick Crockett was done running. You thought wrong. 36-yard touchdown on this one. What can he not do running the football?
This young man is super talented, Keith. He is a great quarterback. As we know, he can run, but this week he also showed that he can throw the ball a little well, too.
Oh, the green and white taking flight on that ground there. At that point, it's 28-0. Still in the third quarter, 5:26 to play. And Clayton Moore and Calaveras finally are on the board, and it's Mr. Moore going 52 yards for the Calaveras touchdown.
Hey, Keith, that was a simple dive right up the middle, and you know what? He just broke it for a 52-yarder.
2:50 to go. The outcome pretty much determined at this point, but Nick Crockett says, you know what? We're going to go for the hat trick, and he's going to get it. 15-yard touchdown run. Nick Crockett in the end zone once again. Look at this one, little magicianry here.
Yeah, what a fake from Crockett there. And as you see his wheels, he's able to outrun the defense. It almost goes untouched into the end zone for the 15-yard scamper.
35-7 as Sonora wins another one. And what can you say about these Sonora Wildcats? They get into Motherlode League play every year, and they're rock solid.
Hey, Keith, we've seen them a couple of times already this year, and to be honest with you, I did not see this 4-4 coming. You might have. You were telling me, hey, they dominate the Motherlode League play, and I was like, hey, 0-3, rough start. You know, or 0-4, rough start. Look, they're on fire right now. Keith, they're dominating these teams. In the last 2 weeks, they've given up a total of 7 points, and they've scored over 100. If they continue to put that point differential up, Keith, they're not going to lose another game.
What is it about Crockett that makes him so dynamic running the football? I mean, every quarterback, it seems like nowadays in modern football, whether you go to JV, varsity, JUCO, D1, NFL, everyone has to be a little mobile given the speed that's on the field. But what is it about Crockett that makes him so deadly in the open field?
Hey, what I can tell you about Crockett, I had a post-game interview a couple weeks ago with him, is that when I was looking at him, he is just as small as he looks when he's on the field. He's a very small quarterback, but for a small young man, he is super strong, Keith. Not only is he elusive, but he's very strong. We've seen many plays of him where he's able to drag tacklers down the field, and some of these tacklers, Keith, are maybe not double his size, but dang close to it. And for his strength at such a young age, I feel like Crockett's got a long career ahead of him, because you know one thing, Keith? He will continue to grow, because at this age, these young men, they're not fully grown yet, and he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's got the mind of a quarterback. I love what I see from Crockett. We'll look to see what he does in his future.
You have to have loved what you saw from Sonora this week. They will play Amador on the road. Calaveras will come home and play Argonaut. Another game that was going to be big last week that we talked about. The Cal Grizzlies and the Monte Vista Mustangs. It is a game that had very big implications. For head coach Eric Belleci and his Cal Grizzlies, losing to De La Salle 70-7 really didn't, give a certain imagery, a certain definition of what this team is about. They are really good. Everybody loses to De La Salle, so that's not what's important here, because Matt Rusi and his Monte Vista Mustangs lost to De La Salle 2 weeks ago, but they rebounded, beating Foothill 35-29 in an instant classic, in which dynamic Jacob Oliphant had a kick return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown. Jack Stewartson last week, 14-22, 210 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and even though he had 1 interception, this guy can throw the football. So you've got Cal and Monte Vista, and this game could really determine who gets second place in the East Bay League. So, when I say, folks, I don't like to underestimate things, or overestimate things, but when I say this might be the game of the year on NorCal Sports TV, buckle up. You might just watch the highlights of the game of the year on NorCal Sports TV right now. Here we go. DJ, drop that beat. It's Cal, Monte Vista. Who doesn't love the American flag and football? It's a great combination, and we love it here at NorCal Sports TV. Both teams coming to this one 1-1, a combined 11-3. We will start in the first quarter. 6:04 to play. Second and goal, ball at the Monte Vista 5-yard line. This is Hassani, 21 Savage. Now I got a ball without you. 7-0. Just like that, Cal with a big-time 5-yard touchdown run. But watch this deep patch. Jack Stewartson threading the needle. The safety thought he had it. He didn't. Noah Rivas has it, and we're deadlocked at 7.
That was one of the best passes we've seen so far from Stewartson this season.
Then Monte Vista with the ball back. 2nd and 3, 6:21 to go. Stewartson, first time was good, this time not so much, because Josh Turlock has the football, and he returns it to the Monte Vista 48-yard line on the INT.
That is a huge momentum shift here early in the first half of this one.
Tick it down to about 1:12 in the second quarter. Daniel DeSoto, 1 yard, and he's got to fight for every inch. Was he in? Was he not? We won't know, but we do know it's a touchdown, 14-7.
And Cal plays a great first half here, Keith. They're going to take the lead into the locker room.
Third quarter, 5:02 to play. Cal recovers a fumble as Monte Vista with another interception near the end zone. Costly turnover here.
Yeah, that was a huge one here. And at this point in the game, Cal's got all the momentum, Keith.
4th and 1, 8:35. Monte Vista says, "You shall not pass." Turnover on downs.
What a big defensive stand here early going in the fourth quarter.
Then this is the tale of Captain Jack Stewartson, a pirate pillaging the 7 seas, and it's 14-13. Monte Vista under 30 seconds. They say, you know what? We didn't come to play for second. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to go for the win. 14-13, 2-point conversion. Jacob Oliphant, the hero last week, the hero this week. 2-point conversion good with less than 30 seconds. But hold your horses, because Monte Vista still has to stop Cal from scoring on the next drive. So Cal thinks, we got 25 seconds. We got a couple of timeouts left. All we got to do, just play it safe. Don't do anything crazy. It's a fumble! And Monte Vista has the football, and they have the win in the process.
Wow, what a finish to this game here, Keith. Had a little bit of everything, like you said, super exciting. Monte Vista with the win.
What a big-time win for Monte Vista, who was down, but they were not out. And eventually, they get the win. They go to, 6-2 on the year. And let's divulge this. Monte Vista, once again, numerous turnovers near the end zone. They stuck with it. They battled through, and Jack Stewartson, who threw the pick, he says, I'll get us the touchdown that eventually won them the game.
Hey, Keith, it started with that defensive stop with 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter on that 4th and 1. Usually 1 yard is usually going to be easy to get. They said not today, and they turned that around into the game time, which ended up being the game-winning touchdown. But let's touch on that 2-point conversion attempt. What is going on through the coach's head right there, Keith? What do you think?
Well, I think you have less than 30 seconds to play. And I think obviously as moderate here, I can't give a big opinion, but I will say in a game like that, you're not trying to play for second. You came to win, and you have all the tools in the bag with certain guys like Oliphant, who have been dynamic the last couple of weeks especially. I think in that situation, he says, you know what, Matt Rossi and his team, we're going to go for the win. And they did, and it paid off.
Definitely, Keith. Even at home, I think that neither one of these teams wanted to go to 2 losses in the conference. I believe that was the main reason why they probably decided to go for it instead of playing for overtime. At home fans, usually the call would be to kick the extra point, go to overtime. But they said, no, not today. And that was a huge way to get a win. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, under 30 seconds left in the game.
Jack Stewartson, he's been phenomenal the last couple of weeks. What kind of changes has he made?
Hey, you know what? Stewartson is growing. He's getting more senior of a quarterback. He's getting that smarts that he needs to be able to maintain a full game. As you saw, he threw an interception. He didn't have a perfect game. They didn't have much going offensively other than that one early touchdown. They didn't score again until the end of the game. However, he was able to manage this football game well. He did not let his team get down by more than 1 score. He kept this a close game, and he was able to manage the clock perfectly, and they were able to use that fourth quarter to their advantage. Defensive stop, Stewartson took 8 minutes off the clock on that final drive, ended up getting them into the end zone.
And it paid off. So Cal will play San Ramon Valley at home this upcoming week. Monte Vista will play Clayton Valley Charter on the road. We're going to take a commercial break here on NorCal Sports TV. When we come back, could Turlock continue to roll? Could MJC rebound after a loss last week? We'll find out on the NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show right after this. Welcome you back here to the NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show. Keith Jouganatos, Dustin Padgett. 1 commercial break in the books, partner. Onward and upward with the show.
Yes, sir. Got a couple games left here. The next one we'll do Turlock and Enochs, a game that we had a chance to attend. It was a big battle in the conference. Who's going to come out on top?
Yes, a big battle with big implications. Turlock and Enochs last Friday night had a lot riding on it when you talk about the SeaCal League standings. For Turlock, the way their season's gone, ever since they lost to Central, they have been on a tear. Frias, Gonzalez, Brock Paisley, the whole crew offensively have been firing all cylinders. It seems like every week now, everyone wants to see if they can try their hand at beating Turlock. It's kind of like one of those games at the circus. Whoa, could you win the prize of beating Turlock? Well, step right up and try, because if you are, it's going to take all 4 quarters. But without Brock Paisley, who injured his ankle spraining it against Modesto the week before, they had to rely on Dalton Lynn, a guy who played quarterback in junior varsity, and ironically, Paisley was his backup. But Lynn switched to wide receiver in during his varsity days. So would Lynn be able to come off the bench, per se, quarterback-wise, and carry Turlock in a game against Enochs, who had a whole pink out? And at 1-1 after losing the Downey 56-40 the week before playing Turlock, Enochs felt they could win. They could get back in that SeaCal top 1 division as far as just implications. So a lot riding on this game. So without further ado, we ride into the highlights, and onward and upward we go here. Turlock and Enochs, 5-2 Bulldogs, 4-3 Eagles, and a night that was very cool. It was very crisp. Had a lot of pink there, Dustin Padgett.
Definitely. It was a very big homecoming game for the Enochs boys.
8:11 to play, first quarter, first drive for Turlock, no problem. Josiah Gonzalez, 5-yard touchdown run.
Right up the gut, had no issues on that first drive. Did Turlock, they went down and got right in.
7-0. We switch gears now all the way to the third quarter. This is Lynn, Pena, Gonzalez on the hook and ladder. 2 hook and ladders in one show. Was it Magicianry Week here in NorCal Sports TV? We don't know, but it's a touchdown, 14-0 Turlock.
Play of the game right there, Keith.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Dalton Lynn says, hey, I gave Pena 1. I'm going to give Pena another. And this time, Pena holds on for the grab. 12-yard TD run for Miguel Pena. 21-0, or pass, Regardless, it's a touchdown. 21-0, 11:42 to play. And then Dalton Lynn, what might be the play of the year on NorCal Sports TV. Look at this. Tiptoe by the window, the tightrope down the sideline, still going. Dalton Lynn still loading, still going. He's in. Touchdown, 46-yard TD run.
Wow, what a game from Dalton Lynn, but a 46-yard run there. It had a little bit of everything, Keith. He was able to get out of the pocket, then he was able to get down the sideline. He was able to outrun the defenders, and then the best part of this play was this last 5 yards right there where he drags 3 defenders into the end zone, all of whom were bigger than him.
Not to be outdone, though, Enochs battling, showing hard as Harless finds Santana for a 26-yard reception. That gets him down near the 15-yard line of the Bulldogs, so they're still working here. Pick it up a little later in the game, 7:20 to go. Harless finds Santana for Enochs' first points of the game. Give it to Enochs. They didn't stop fighting.
Definitely not, Keith. They played a very good fourth quarter here, but coming up a little bit short.
1:20 to play, 31-7 Turlock after a field goal by Angel, and then Harless finds Gizar, who fumbled a catch. He don't fumble this one. He takes it all the way in for a 34-yard touchdown score, and that is the contest, 31-14 Turlock. Once again, another week, another Bulldogs win. Every time somebody thinks they have a shot at these guys, they respond to the call, and they beat them.
Yeah, definitely, Keith. This was a 7-0 game at halftime. Defensive battle. All of a sudden it comes up, and we've got 45 points before the game is over. 38 points scored in the second half. Not something that we were expecting, but I'll give it the Bulldogs credit. They came out of the locker room after Enochs had stopped them on 4 or 5 drives in a row and could stop them on 4th down 3 times in the first half. The Bulldogs said, we're going to try something different in the second half, and they did the 4th and 12 play with the trickeration, with the hook and ladder, and that one play was the momentum shift of this game. It was the dire straits for the Eagles right there. They went down 14-0. They were never able to come back at that point. Just tell me a little bit about what's going on through the coach's mind on a 4th and 12 to throw in the hook and ladder play.
Well, I'll tell you this. I give credit to Turlock here because, number one, their main guys, Frias, Paisley, seems every week one of their guys is out for the last couple of weeks, and they've been able to respond with guys they just plug in there. This is a team, Dustin, Padgett, that it's not just enough to stop their starters. You've got to account for the guys that are, quote-unquote, their reserves or their secondary options.
Yeah, look at Dalton Lynn. He has, you mentioned, backup quarterback, somebody who hasn't played any downs at quarterback all season long, and he comes in and he has himself an amazing game. He runs the ball, he throws the ball well. Now, granted, he didn't throw the ball very often. He maybe had 10 pass attempts, but of those pass attempts, he completed most of them, and he was accurate throwing the ball. It makes me wonder, it's going to be a very interesting decision next week for Lynn versus Paisley moving forward for their next game, Keith. I don't know what to do there. That's a tough call for Coach. I wouldn't want to make it.
Well, I would assume Brock Paisley's a starter. Turlock now in the SeaCal standings, undefeated 3-0. You've got Downey at 2-1 after beating Grigori like a drum last week. Grigori's still in it at 2-1. They play Turlock this week. So another chance for somebody to knock off the Bulldogs. Enochs and Pittman now deadlocked at 1-2 on that one. Turlock plays Grigori, as we mentioned, on the road. Enochs will finish off against Modesto on the road as well. On to the JC part of this show. The College of the Sequoia Giants at 3-2, coming to this one against the Modesto Junior College Pirates at home at 4-1. For COS, they came off a 27-0 loss to Shasta. That is something that they are not used to the last couple of weeks, playing the way that they did against Shasta. MJC seemed like they were destined for the state championships when it comes to JUCO football. But then they got blitzed by San Mateo 35-12. They had scored 20 or more points each of the first 4 victories they had this season. But for some reason against San Mateo, they didn't play well. Neves did not play well at all. And even with Velasquez minorly playing after the injury, he still couldn't get them energized or motored to get them going at all. So now it's a chance for MJC to get back on the winning track and get that explosive offense right back in it. So we go to the highlights. COS Giants, MJC Pirates. The California flag, the American flag, a good combo. And the police tipping off the coin toss. You gotta love that. Americana at its finest. 11:25 in the first quarter, and you're thinking, okay, MJC, we're going to settle for a field goal here. Whoop! Peyton Bass, 5-yard touchdown pass from Neves. Is it Magicianry Week here at NorCal Sports TV? We didn't get them on, though. 2:05 to play in the first quarter. College of Sequoias trying to answer right back, 3rd and 14 from the COS 30-yard line. Marquise Higgins had better options, and that better option includes picking it off for his MJC Pirates, making it 14-0.
What a play there to read the quarterback's eyes in the backfield.
Villarreal with the football now for COS. Darts out of the pocket, finds Bryson Allen, X marks the spot, 30-yard touchdown, 14-7 MJC.
What touch.
And then Not characteristic of Danny Velasquez. He gets picked off here by Bobby Peel inside the 5-yard line. COS back in business here. And on top of that, with 13:41, they're going to find Mr. Sergio Pena for a 15-yard touchdown. We're deadlocked at 14, just like that.
That's 2 touchdowns in a 32-second stretch there, Keith.
Danny Velasquez says, okay, enough playing around. I was just kidding. 27-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Porter. Tiptoe by the window, hot potato, the whole 9 yards, back on top. And then it's Carter Williams. 4-yard touchdown run, 28-14 MJC, just like that.
Yes, Keith, this was an offensive outpouring in this one.
They're not done yet. Third quarter, Lucas Curtis, I'll go the hard way. 36-yard touchdown run, 35-14 MJC at that point. But Bryson Allen answering right back from a pass from Villarreal, 35-21 MJC after the PAT's good. So third quarter, 4:59, Parker Bonin. This time we're going to get a field goal, I promise. 24 yards out, 38-21 MJC at that point. And then Velasquez, pump fake, roll to the left. I'll take it myself. 8-yard touchdown run. PAT, no good, 44-21 MJC. So the Pirates back on the winning train. Danny Velasquez did not have his, per se, best statistical game, but it's good to have him back, and obviously it showed they won the football game by a big margin.
Yes, Keith, they needed this one as well. As you mentioned, they're coming off a loss, and you have to turn it around, right the ship immediately, and that's exactly what they did here. For the Sequoias team, give them some credit early in this game. They got down 2 scores, and then they came back, tied this game up, had a little bit of an opportunity here in the second quarter, but to be honest with you, Modesto, just an overpowering team. They're definitely a better team than the Sequoias, and it showed in this game here, coming out on top by over 30 points.
The week before, Neves played well backing up Velasquez, and then obviously the week against what would be the team that beat them, San Mateo 35-12. They did not have their best game. They didn't score 20 or more points, and obviously they came out from the word go with that fake field goal pass for a touchdown. They said, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to score a lot of points like we're used to.
Yeah, definitely keep that fake field goal, set the tone for the rest of this game, and they were able to come out, and they played a really full game all the way around, offensively and defensively. Good win here for them moving forward. Let's see what they can do as the remainder of the season comes.
MJC will go on the road this week to play West Hills Coalinga, and COS will play San Joaquin Delta at home. We will take our final commercial break here on the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show. When we come back, we've got previews. We got volleyball previews, and JC football. It's all next here on NorCal Sports TV.
The public transit system has really supported my education. That's one thing that the Tuolumne County Transit System provides, is a sense of community.
So I needed to find a job, and people told me about Motherlode job training. They helped me with my resume. I got to see where openings were, and I found a great job at Black Oak Casino.
Ever since I started coming here to Sonora, the Sonora Transit System has been a big help in me getting to my appointments. If it wasn't for the transit system, I wouldn't be able to get around very easily.
We welcome you back here on the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show. Keith Jouganatos, Dustin Padgett. Our recap of all of our exciting football games are in the books for last week. And are you ready to preview some more sports here, partner?
I definitely am, Keith. We've got just a few games on the schedule this week, but we've got something different for you guys. We've got a volleyball game coming up.
Yes, and like always, we mentioned you can watch all of our events this week for free $99 on NorCal Sports TV's YouTube page. You just go, you click on the video, and it's free, and it's great, and we love it. All right. Women's volleyball at the high school ranks, Sonora and Somerville. Last year, Dustin Padgett, Sonora 19-10 last year. A great 14-1 record in Motherlode League play. So volleyball, football, they're dominating the Motherlode League play wherever you look. They averaged 9.3 kills per set last year, 182 total blocks, 225 serving aces, 2.6 aces per set. This is the team that beat Somerville twice, 3-0 on the road, 3-1 at home. What do you like in this fair?
Hey, Sonora, as you just mentioned, they're the powerhouse. They're the team that you should be expecting, but this is a new season. That was last year. This is a brand new season. So let's see. You never know what's going to happen. Volleyball could go either way, but hey, you only won 1 set in 6 last year if you're Somerville. If you want to have the recipe to win this game, Keith, you're going to have to start early. So if Somerville can grab a set in the first 2, give them a chance. But hey, if Sonora comes out and looks as strong as they did last year in their 2 matchups, I give them the edge to Sonora here.
Somerville, a very young volleyball team last year, but all those young ladies have bumped up a grade, so now they got some seniors and some seniority on that team that knows what it's like to be in competitive volleyball, and so we wish them the best of luck in that one. West Hills Coalinga Falcons 0-6, MJC Pirates at 5-1, JUCO football. West Hills Coalinga still without a win this year, Dustin Padgett. They were to shock the world and beat MJC. It'd been the win of the week, and it'd be the win of the year in NorCal junior college football.
Hey, you nailed that on the head here, Keith. And I tell you what, a recipe for winning this game, there's not very many of them if you're Coalinga, but what they need to do is manage the clock. If you manage the clock and you don't commit turnovers, that gives yourselves a chance. You're going to have to play some good defense. As we well know, Modesto can score some points. They just put up 44 points here. They're averaging well over 20 points a game. Coalinga hasn't won a game yet here this year, so offensively they're having some trouble. So it's going to be a tough matchup for them, to say the least, and you're going on the road. So give them a chance if they play smart and they play well and they don't commit a lot of penalties and they commit a lot of turnovers.
It's safe to say this will be a David versus Goliath matchup. Santa Rosa Bear Cubs 1-5. The Chabot Gladiators at 3-2. Santa Rosa coming off a 24-12 loss to San Mateo. Chabot's won 3 in a row. They beat Diablo Valley on the road 28-23 last week. Akaka 6-15, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns in that affair. Does Chabot get win number 4 on this winning streak?
Hey, Akaka is on fire. They've won 3 in a row. He's getting the ball down the field. He's running all over the field. He's having himself a great season. They're really picking up the pace. So it's going to be tough for Santa Rosa here coming to play Chabot in this game. Chabot is a tough team to play at this point in time. However, if you want to pinpoint Santa Rosa, 1-5 looks at you look at that from the outside. Hey, that's a rough season. Their last game, Keith, as you mentioned, they just lost 24-12 to San Mateo. That, even though it's a loss, shows something to me because they only lost by 12 points. They played a very close game there. They didn't give up very many points to San Mateo. San Mateo, former state champion as of a couple years ago, is a powerhouse. They just beat MJC 35-12. So Santa Rosa played a closer game than MJC did. So you never know what could happen in the game of football. We're just going to have to wait and see as it unfolds. Santa Rosa, give them a chance. Hey, I'm born in Santa Rosa, so Santa Rosa boys, they've got an opportunity. They just have to go and they have to play good football, Keith. You know, Chabot looking for the 4th win in a row, though.
You took the words out of my mouth, partner. You never know what's going to happen, and you never know what's going to happen, but we will wait and see here on the NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show inside the beautiful Access to All of Me studios for my partner, Dustin Padgett. I'm Keith Jouganatos signing off. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, and a whole new slate of sports and games in general. Have a good one.